Welcome. My name is Dana, and these are my Catholic memoirs. I'm a little bit sad because the roses are not in bloom anymore. They're at the end of their rose flush. So this area is a lot prettier when they're in full bloom, but they're pretty much done with this flush of blooms. But anyway, I wanted to chat about going on vacation as a family and trying to remember to bring in the faith. And we went to the beach cities here in the Bay Area. We went to Santa Cruz. And one of the little things that we like to do, or one of the things that I started getting into the habit is planning. The first thing is planning about vacations. The first thing that we usually do now is to one, double check if our plans are going to be around Mass. We like to go to the Tridentine Latin Mass. So if there is a Latin Mass that we can attend while we're out of town, that would be our first place to go to. Otherwise, we would just find another Catholic church that's either like a shrine or a pilgrimage site or just looks really pretty in general. And then we would go there to celebrate on Sunday. And also, if a holy day also happens to be happening around the time that we're on vacation, then that would be another thing that we would plan around. So this can be difficult with two little kids or any little kids. So we usually just try our best. Otherwise, if it's not even possible, or if the kids are in like full meltdown mode, then at least we tried our best and we would just do a spiritual communion and watch the Mass, maybe on YouTube. My favorite for watching Mass on YouTube is Usus Antiquior. And and yeah, that's usually how we plan our vacations now. We always plan it around Mass. That's the first thing we prioritize. The second thing I like to do on vacation is to bring an altar box. So I have a little crucifix that has candle holders on the side that I bring in a box with that. I have it all set up already with a lot of sacramentals or rosaries, any chaplets, and things like that that we could bring on our trip. And I usually ask my sons if they want to bring anything special of their own. Sometimes they'll throw in a little bell because they like to ring the bells before we pray, or they might want to bring their guardian angel statue, which they got from their godparents. So something like that. And that's like one little nice thing that we have to bring our home with us while we're on vacation. And of course, we have things like the St. Christopher prayer card or any medals, things related to St. Michael. Those are two patron saints that are pretty good to ask intercessions for when you're traveling. And as far as the altar box, it's just a plain art box where it has some clips and some little elastics that you can hold things in. So that is how we bring our little home altar with us in that little altar box. The next thing we like to pack are our prayer books especially for night prayers. One good thing to do when you're out on a vacation with especially with little kids is to keep a little bit of structure or a little bit of a schedule similar to how it is at home. So sticking to a night prayer routine and trying to keep it as similar to how it is at home helps to make things familiar for the whole family. So we like to pack their prayer books. They have little board books with all the prayers that they're learning, and then any other Catholic books for bedtime stories or anytime if they want stories. So those are some of the things that we like to pack along with us. And the good thing also about the altar box is it's a good place to keep things in one place, and it's kind of like a nice place to put them in there because they're all right next to the crucifix. So it's kind of like God is watching over our wedding rings and things like that. And I think that's it for what we do for with traveling with kids and going on vacation, planning it around Mass. The rest of it is really just enjoying it. Oh, and lastly, some prayers that I like to keep close to me while I am traveling is there's going to be, it's pretty expected most of the time, especially when you're traveling with little kids, that there are going to be difficult times. Prayers that I like to keep with me are just remembering to offer up any suffering. So I offer up my suffering, this suffering, kind of name whatever suffering that you're struggling with. And I offer it up for a happy, healthy, and holy vacation. And this is something that I learned from a 9 months pregnancy Catholic book that I read when I was pregnant. And it was really helpful because I had never offered up my sufferings before, and doing something like that has been really rewarding with my faith. So I definitely recommend that while traveling. Another prayer that would be useful is the St. Christopher prayers or St. Michael prayers. I believe St. Michael is more a patron saint for motorists, but he's also a good one to just to always ask to protect the family and guide us. I know for motorists, they can have a St. Michael bell that they can attach to their motorcycles, and I believe that was supposed to ward off demons. So that is something that you could do if you're interested. I don't think it's limited to motorists, but it's definitely possible to do even with just a regular car. So I hope that was helpful. I think those are some ways to make your vacation happy, healthy, and holy. Okay, so until next time, have a blessed day, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.